Alright, hello my friends, and welcome back to another vanilla Brotato Danger 5 random run. I'm going to spoil the results of the previous video because I want to talk about it, so if you haven't watched that one, now is your chance to go back and do it. Alright, so I am recording this after I had the somewhat shameful death to the bosses in my Artificer Shredder video, and I just really wanted to redeem myself, so we're jumping back in for some vanilla random, and let's see what we get. We're going to play the King. So this is a really interesting character. There's a lot of weapons that are good and a lot of weapons that are horrible. We also did have a loss with this character with Circular Saw because I just couldn't find any saws. So let's just see what we roll and go from there. Alright, the King with the sword. This seems pretty fun. I did not use the sword for my class guide for this character. I used the spiky shield. This has the same problem as the circular saw in that it is a level 2 weapon, so we won't be able to find more swords early, but we can use other blade weapons, I guess, or other medieval weapons to try to tide us over. I mean, that didn't work very well with the circular saws, but hopefully it works better with the sword. Sword is interesting because it alternates between thrusting and slashing attacks, so you want to kind of get used to the pattern. This is a slash, this will be a thrust, so I want to place myself where I will hit multiple enemies with the pattern of attack that we're about to do. So you can play around that once you get used to doing so, and you gain a lot of benefit from doing that because you're looking to follow the correct pattern of attack, and that lets you vary your positioning quite a lot in order to gain maximum clear speed. Here I'm just going to grab melee damage. That's just always very important when you're a melee character. Sword doesn't need that much flat melee damage because the base flat damage is super high, but it's still worth picking up. The King, just to remind you, has 50 luck and gets extra damage and attack speed for fully upgraded weapons, but loses damage and attack speed for level 1 weapons, and also loses HP for level 1 items. That being said, some level 1 items are still worth taking, and some level 1 items also have some interesting interactions with this, like for example, Broken Mouth. Yeah, we lose 2 HP because it's a unique level 1 item for us, but we still get 3 HP when we buy the Broken Mouth, and then it makes every subsequent Broken Mouth better. So I'm going to lock this because HP is going to be at a premium. I'm not going to buy it because I'm going to roll looking for a blade or a medieval weapon that just seems good for us. And I guess we're going to go with Jousting Lances here. I'm going to try to transition into swords, but swords and lances, you know, that's a classic combination, and also just seems pretty good for this character. And then hopefully we can roll another, which is we did. That's very good, because then I can combine these to level 2 to get rid of the penalty. Alright, let's roll again, see if we can lock another lance. We were able to, which is perfect, and let's go to the next wave. So now, of course, we have the lance, which scales with speed, so I need to be careful to not reduce my speed too much, and I also can't stand still when I have too many lances. Swords and lances have reasonable synergy together because they have the same weapon tag, and medieval weapon tag is one of the interesting ones in this game because it's actually a very strong weapon tag. The stats it gives you are really good, but the weapons associated with it are fairly weak, so you often don't see full medieval builds that often, but this is one of the ways that you can get into medieval weapons. Here I'm just going to take 3 regeneration. I mean, I could use the other stuff too, but this is a level 2 upgrade, and we're going to be a regeneration build, so let's do that. Take the Jousting Lance. It's still worth to buy the coupon even though it costs us 2 max health, and then I'll buy another Jousting Lance and combine them into level 2 weapons. Oh, whoops. Screwed that up, actually. I was supposed to throw in a reroll there to try to lock another lance while we still had 2 guaranteed weapons, because I had 5 left in the shop. Definitely an error there. If I'd spent 4 on the reroll, we'd be reasonably likely at least to have another weapon locked, and that would be really powerful for us. You can afford to have having a level 1 weapon in your inventory penalties on King. It's okay. Here I'm going to reroll, actually, because we have 50 luck, so we should be getting level 2 or better upgrades on most of our level ups. Alright, we didn't. I'm just going to take the HP. And then here, I guess we'll take 15 luck. We can get a level 3 upgrade. So you want to reroll your level ups pretty aggressively when you're playing the king. I'm going to grab the coupon and the broken mouth and the jousting lance. Actually, maybe I take the cake, lock the lance, and reroll. I'm a little sad that we won't get to reroll here, but I'm going to take the lance. So we have minus 15% damage and attack speed, which is a downside, but not an enormous downside. I mean, look at the base damage of our weapons. We're still going to be one-shotting everything. Cake is only plus 1 HP because it costs us 2 HP as a unique level 1 item, but it also has the advantage of making every future cake we get better, since the king only gives you a penalty for every different level 1 item you have. Trying to hunt down these ranged enemies. And then kill the tree here. Whoops. Walked right into that attack, and let's manually target down that tree. Alright, making okay money. We could be doing better, but we could definitely also be doing worse. I'm going to take flat damage here. Again, flat damage is what we need the least of, but it's still worth taking. We'll take the jousting lance, and now I need to combine, right, because we want to have no level 1 weapons rather than 2. Buy the cake, and then reroll. Stuff like propeller hat, I think, is not worth taking on the king. You just generally want to avoid it. I'm considering locking the riposte because it's 2 melee damage, and we will end up building dodge because we're medieval weapon tags. We're going to get a bunch of free dodge, and then we can use that. But I think riposte is just too inefficient to buy this early. I'm just going to reroll. I was hoping for another weapon because we're guaranteed to see at least one weapon this wave. I was hoping for a weapon. I'm going to throw in one more reroll because I think we're fairly likely to see another weapon, and we'll grab this jousting lance. Head injury costs us 2 HP for 6% damage, but percent damage is kind of important on this character. I think I'm not going to lock it, but that might be a mistake. It's possible we need that. This character mostly wants attack speed, though, because our base damage is quite high on these weapons, so they scale primarily with attack speed. We're going to end up with some lifesteal from the blade weapon tag, depending on how many swords we find. But mostly we are looking to just maximize the medieval weapon tag, which is a better tag than blades overall, and also easier to get, because we don't have to use choppers, which are a pretty bad weapon. Just take 6 HP. HP, like I said, is always at a premium on this character because you lose it when you buy level 1 items, which you often still want to do. Then I'm going to reroll this. There's none of these leveled ones or things we want. I could take 2 regen, but I think we can do better. And I'm going to take more health. I could take speed to scale the damage of our jousting lances, but I really just want more health. Hunting trophy. That is an interesting option here. We have no crit chance, of course, so it will never be triggering right now. It's a 3% chance. But when we buy it this early, there's a chance we can scale our crit chance reasonably. I think it's going to be worth it to pick up the hunting trophy, and then the jousting lance, and then I'll lock this level 1 lance. The compass would lose us crit chance, and we just bought the hunting trophy, so I think I'm going to pass on it, even though it's speed for our lances. But you don't need to buy speed on the jousting lances. The scaling on it is only 35% for the level 2 lances, so it's not like you're getting tons of base damage, and the base damage of the weapons is already very, very high, so you mostly need attack speed. Percent damage is also important on jousting lances, but it's mostly attack speed that you need rather than base damage to scale those weapons. I'd also like to end up with more swords and fewer lances in the late game if we can. Oh, got a loot alien here. Come back. Yeah, I got him. Because that's the weapon we rolled, and right now this is a lance king more than a sword king, but obviously we have to buy what the shop sends us. Gonna recycle this. We could lose 2 HP for no benefit on the lens, but I'm gonna choose not to do that. And here I'm actually gonna take dodge you can start building dodge pretty early when you have a character like this, and it will benefit you pretty significantly. And then, nice, we get to buy a sword here. So now I'm considering, do I want to buy the level 1 Jousting Lance at all? Because we'd have to find another level 1 lance, and right now we're not taking the penalty. I think I'm actually going to pass on it, and just only upgrade if we find level 2 or better weapons. And that way I'm going to be able to just reroll into something better. Oh, here's the circular saws that we needed last time. Come on! I'm going to also definitely take the mushroom, but we'll start with the broken mouth. We don't need the healing right now. But increasing our HP regeneration is good, and notice that we got 5 HP from that because we already had a broken mouth, so we didn't lose anything. Still no crit chance, so the hunting trophy, actually gave us a material. Surprised by that. But is certainly not going to pay for itself until we can purchase a little bit of crit chance. Our damage is super high, so I feel like we should be able to kill these slashers pretty easily. Just let them hatch. Although lances are pretty awkward for attacking targets like this that run parallel to you, because they're only a thrust weapon and they have very slow attack speed. And you can't just stop next to the enemy. Like, what you want to do is move next to them and then sort of stop. But with lances, obviously, you're not really allowed to stop moving ever. Oh, I was really hoping to kill that pod of ranged enemies there. I'll take the fertilizer. We can still benefit from some harvesting, but here I'm going to take attack speed because that's the thing that primarily scales our damage. Gentle Alien costs us 2 HP, but gives us 2 HP, still really good, so we'll take that. And we will lose 2 HP for the mushroom here. Wait, why did it? Hang on. I should have more health than that. We had 40. I bought the Gentle Alien. We should have gained 2 and lost 2. And then we should have lost 2 from the mushroom. What am I missing here? Oh, the fertilizer. Fertilizer cost me 2 health because I picked that up for free. Okay. So that all makes sense then. And then we gained 1 from a level up. I'm going to take the bait here as well. We can, with this weapon setup, we can definitely clear the bait aliens, and it's a level 2 item, so it doesn't cost us anything. Take the leather vest as well, and the dangerous bunny for a free reroll. I'm not going to buy the spear, even though it's a level 2 weapon that we could technically buy. Yeah, I'll lock another bait. Seems good to me. 37 HP is lower than I'd like, so may have been a slight mistake to take the fertilizer. I think it's still going to be worth it. The harvesting will pay for itself at this point in the game pretty well anyways. 2 broken mouths does mean that our regen isn't still not very high. I'm really hoping to find like Sad Tomato. King can't really use Fairy as well because you're trying not to buy too many different level 1 items. So Fairy is normally the way you get really high regen if you happen to find it, but this character class can't use it. Taking a lot of damage here, and we have no consumable healing, which is another thing this character struggles at getting just because it doesn't want to buy level 1 items. That's where you get consumable healing from. So like we passed on a lemonade earlier because I didn't want to lose max HP. Lose 2 speed for 2 regen. I don't think that's worth it, even though I want to build regen. Speed is a bunch of our damage, so I don't think I can afford to do that. 12% damage or 9% dodge. I think we can start building dodge pretty early. Although our damage is actually starting to suffer, I'm going to take the damage here. And then, yep, we'll take leather vest and another bait and roll with our free reroll. Now we can start upgrading our jousting lances and buying a sword. Although, hang on, I'm going into wave 9. I'm going to buy the black belt, actually. 25% XP gain going into wave 9 is going to be really nice. Because we're going to kill so many enemies, we'll pick up so much material. The XP gain will be really valuable. So, and of course the melee damage is good. Since I was maybe going to buy the black belt regardless, it's definitely worth it to pick that up earlier. And King also benefits really strongly from level ups. It's one of the characters that uses bonus XP the best because you need the HP that you get from leveling up, and you have 50 starting luck, so your level ups are higher quality on average than every other character. You can see how much the bonus attack speed is coming in clutch here too. Just the little bits of attack speed that we've gotten. I'd still buy a coffee very aggressively, for example, because we need attack speed so badly, and even though it costs us 2 HP, still just a super efficient way to buy attack speed. Something like community support would also be a really excellent find for us, because attack speed's what we need to scale. You can see because our luck is quite high, we're dropping a lot of crates from these low-level enemies. Didn't make like the most money, but got 3 levels, which is really good. Unfortunately, we can't use fuel tank for anything, but we can use a broken mouth, sure. And a lure, one of the best things we could possibly find, of course. We can gain some regeneration and also upgrade. I do want more armor. We have 5 armor already, but do I want 9% speed? That'll increase my lance damage, or 2 armor. I think I'll take the speed, and then I'll take the dodge here. And then here, we're going to take the percent damage. I do want the HP, but just taking all the highest level ones is a good heuristic, I think. Upgrade the lance, buy the sword. Do I want to buy the lemonade? Having no consumable heal is pretty weak for us, but it would send us down to 41 HP. I think that's worth it. Consumable heal is so valuable for this character because you have huge boosts to your luck. And we can hopefully figure out ways to build up our HP again. Here, I'm going to combine these jousting lances. I kind of want to just go into a full sword build, so I'm just going to buy swords when we see them and get 1 level 4 lance. And then just the rest is all going to be swords. This also gives us an additional weapon tag. It does decrease the damage of our jousting lances, because the less speed you have, the less damage they do. But I think that's okay. And this is going to get us to a level 4 weapon fastest. Actually, do we want to just get a level 4 weapon? I think the 25% attack speed and damage of a level 4 lance is going to be better than actually having all 5 weapons, or all 6 weapons. So I'm going to combine here to get a level 4 weapon. We can fill this out with whatever leveled weapon we find next, but I think this is going to be more valuable. We'll take this and this for sure. Do I want Weird Ghost? We've got 6 regeneration, and it's only worth 1 max HP right now, but it's also worth, it only costs us 17 to buy it. I'm going to buy it, I think, because it's a free reroll. Take the sword as well, or do I want the tentacle? Because we have the hunting trophy. Is having the extra weapon going to be worth more money, or the extra crit chance? I think the extra weapon's going to be worth more money right now, but I'll definitely buy the tentacle as well. And then we'll go to wave 10. I need to wait to regen. We have good luck, so hopefully we can clear enough of these enemies to get a consumable to drop, and we do have a lure, so yeah, I was able to pick up a consumable. We've got decent dodge and armor too, so even if I took a hit there, it wouldn't have necessarily killed us. And it didn't really cost me, like, I didn't have to play too cautiously because of the Weird Ghost, so that was 1 HP for 17 materials, and the potential to make future Weird Ghosts better. Still a marginal purchase, but I think it worked out. Also, the more swords we get, the more lifesteal we get, because we get the blade weapon tag. Blade gives you lifesteal and damage, and of course, damage is nice. Let's make sure we're killing that loot alien. We got a 3rd loot alien. Yeah, 3 loot aliens spawned. That's really nice. 2 of them were from the lure, of course, but always good to get a 3rd one. And then, when it's free like this, I'm going to take the piggy bank. It will definitely pay. It'll give me more than 21 materials, even if I don't save money. I'm not going to save money to make the piggy bank better or anything like that, because you have to save money for 5 rounds before it pays for itself. But just the piggy bank sitting in my inventory will probably generate 20 materials before the end of the game. Oh, another tentacle. That's nice. And mouse. This is one of the best things we could have found. This actually boosts our lifesteal to a reasonable value, and more enemies is great. And here, I might just take more dodge. I want HP, but I'm just going to take the dodge and then... ooh. I was going to say roll for HP, but 15% attack speed is really nice, and 4 regen is really nice. I'm going to take the regen because our our attack speed is being boosted by having leveled weapons anyways. Here, I'm going to, again, do the same thing I did last time and level to a level 4 weapon. So we're going to go to a level 3 weapon, and then combine, and then buy another level 2 sword. Normally you want to spread your weapon levels out, but 5 weapons is totally doable for this character, and we get huge bonuses to attack speed and damage every time we get a level 4 weapon, so it's really worth picking those up. Another tentacle, so we got, or the tentacle that we locked, and then we've got the little muscly dude. So with now 6% crit chance, maybe this hunting trophy will start to pay for itself soon. I definitely don't want the handcuffs, but even though it does cost me some regen, I'll take the Shady Potion. Throw in one more reroll to see if there's anything else I can get here. We've got 4 armor only, so I think I'm going to pass on the glass cannon. We have very high percent damage already, so I don't really need that. The question is, do I want to lose 2 health for a goat skull? I don't think so. I'm just going to save 90 here. That's going to be worth, 18 materials from our piggy bank, so that's totally fine as well. And then we aren't spending a bunch on expensive rerolls. Wave 11 Horde shouldn't be too bad for us. I mean, I was hoping to get a little more crit chance before we fought this Horde, because the hunting trophy would then have a much better chance of giving us money. But even with 6% crit chance, we have a 9% crit with each of these weapons. 9%. So every enemy we kill has a 3% chance of dropping a material, because it's 1 in 3 off the hunting trophy. Which is not that bad. I mean, we're going to kill 100 or 200 enemies this wave, so we'll probably kill 300 or 400 enemies this wave, so we'll get a few materials out of it. But, you know, given the numbers of enemies that you're killing every wave, it's really nice to increase your crit chance when you have hunting trophy. It multiplies together super well in terms of giving you money. But you can see we got 670 materials already. Fuel tank still useless for us. Tractor I'll take. Our percent damage is quite high now, and the harvesting will definitely pay for itself, and we'll recycle the padding. And then here, I'm going to take regeneration over dodge again. At this point, I do want more healing, I think. Although dodge, we can get to 60. I've changed my mind. I'm going to take the dodge. We can get to 60 dodge pretty quickly if I start taking dodge more aggressively. Take the sword, and I would lose 2 HP but gain 1 armor and lose 2 speed for the helmet. I don't think that's worth it. Let's roll past it. Stone skin would give me some health, which we need, but cost us some armor. We will be starting to buy armor much more aggressively going forward anyways, so I'm going to take the stone skin. Is it worth it to buy energy bracelet just for 4% crit chance? It's very inefficient, but we have a hunting trophy, which has given us 44 materials. I think it might be, honestly. This is a weird purchase that I would normally never make, but I think the crit chance, because we have a hunting trophy, is worth so much money that it's worth picking up. And similarly, I'm going to buy insanity, even though it costs me 2 HP. Do I buy the defective steroids here? It's neutral on health, gives me 2 melee damage for minus 3% attack speed. I think that is going to be relatively damage positive for us, and also it lets us buy more of those if we happen to roll them, so I think that's worth doing. I'm going to pass on stuff like Cyberball and Alienize, because I actually want to farm to make sure my weapons are killing stuff for the hunting trophy. Here, we don't have a head injury yet, so I'm going to pass on that, and I'm going to throw in one more reroll. I will lose 2 HP to grab a weird food, although I might take the banner first, because consumable healing is so good for this character, so I'm going to lock the weird food, and I'll buy the banner. We do have some lifesteal, but it's not our primary healing method, and our range actually could use some improvement because we've reduced it quite a bit, and the attack speed is very, very valuable. Even with the bonus attack speed from being the king, attack speed is still our primary way to scale this character. Obviously, when you don't have the precise weapon tag for a bunch of free crit chance, the hunting trophy takes more work to get online, but I think it's still going to pay for itself pretty well in this run. I love playing this character for the bonus luck because you just drop so many crates. Just feels good. I mean, we've actually gotten a little unlucky on crates this wave, but every wave it's like 2 or 3 crates. Can we kill that guy? Yeah, got him. I'll take a coupon. We've got one already, so it doesn't even cost us health to take this coupon. And here we go. This is what I was hoping for. Yeah, we lose an HP because we have stone skin and we lose an armor, but that gets us a 25% crit chance, so our thing is going to go off much more often. Do I want the level 1 armor here? It's also health. I think I'm just going to take it, honestly. It's because we have stone skin and our armor is quite low, I'm just going to take the level 1 upgrade there. Then we'll take more dodge, and we're actually getting quite close to dodge cap already. Take the weird food. Wheelbarrow will still be worth money, so yeah, we lose the armor that I just got, but wheelbarrow with the harvesting is going to be good here. Minigun, we have no ranged damage, so it's going to do almost nothing. I could take a spiky shield just for another medieval weapon, but I feel like buying this kind of thing is out of flavor for the sword and lance king. We'll buy a bait though, and roll again, and mastery is going to be very good here as well, but so will robot arm, giving us 6 armor, which is also 6 HP. I think I'm going to take the robot arm just for safety. Do I have enough regen to buy the Weird Ghost going into wave 13? We've got only 6 regeneration because I've reduced it quite a bit with stuff like Robot Arm and whatever. So we're definitely behind. I think this build is going well enough that I'm not going to risk it on the Weird Ghost this wave. That might be a little cowardly by me, but although we do have the tentacles as well. Now, you know what? We're here to play. I'm going to buy the Weird Ghost. Oh, wait, we have bait. Well, that was a huge error. Not punished, but I completely forgot I'd bought bait. I'm sure everyone was screaming at the screen there. Was able to dodge everything, but as soon as I saw those spawn, I was like, oh no. You know, as always, it helps when people engage in the comments, so why don't you, in the form of an emoji, put the face you made when I decided to buy that Weird Ghost in the comments. Alright, we got 500 materials, which is actually not great considering we have 70 harvesting and really good clear speed, but I did sort of panic at the beginning of that wave and forget to kill enemies. I'm going to recycle this turret here, and I'm going to reroll this. I want a leveled upgrade, and percent damage is less useful than other things. I'm just going to take 5 regen. We actually do need to get our regen increased, because having this little healing is really one of the things that could ruin the game for us. I'm going to take Mastery here, increase our melee damage a lot. Peacock is also very dangerous, but we do have 45% dodge, 46% I guess. We're going into wave 14 though, so I don't think we can afford to risk the Peacock. A level 4 Chopper, so this is a blade and it gives us the level 4 buff, which is kind of nice. It would do 106 damage compared to 96 of the swords. I mean, I guess I'll buy the Chopper. This is still relatively in flavor and gives us the king buff. You know, the king just wants level 4 weapons, so I feel pretty good about this. We do lose a little dodge and armor because or I guess just a little armor, just 1 point of armor, because we no longer have 6 medieval weapons, but I think that's okay. I'll take the insanity. We already have one, so it doesn't even cost us health, and increasing our crit chance is very important. And then I'm going to roll. Do I want whetstone? We've got 5% lifesteal. I think I actually do want the whetstone. We can do kind of a hybrid healing method here with lifesteal and regen, because we haven't managed to get either off the ground that well. I'm interested in just buying kind of whatever regen, whatever healing options the game gives us. Alright, so let's see how many hits I take and whether I would have died if I bought the Peacock. So far, have not taken any. But wave 14 is mostly dangerous at the end when the goobers have stacked up. I am doing a pretty good job of hunting them down as they spawn here, although that's a big group of them. Because we have our very high attack speed, I need to go back and get those guys before they all spawn. Because of our quite high attack speed, thanks to the king buff, we can clear those guys very effectively. Okay, so I took one hit for 13 damage, another hit right at the end, and then healed it back up basically immediately. Forgot to kill that tree. But yeah, so I'd have been super safe if I had taken the Peacock, would have been totally fine. I think it was still worth not risking it. I'm going to recycle that because I don't want to lose HP. And then I'm going to buy this dodge here to try to get to dodge cap. Buy the whetstone and roll. Leveled up jousting lance, or a level 2 jousting lance. That could let me get to a level 4 sword, another level 4 sword with 5 weapons still. That seems pretty good. We'll just max out our weapons, buy another jousting lance, roll again, and I guess I'll take the chopper just to max out my weapon set here. And then we've got alloy for 3 melee damage and 5 crit chance. I think at the cost of dodge, I'm not going to take it. I'm just going to re-roll and look for something better. Definitely take another coupon that will still pay for itself even at the cost of 45. And then do I want a banner? We did just buy some lifesteal, but attack speed is still good, and our range is still somewhat negative. We're going into an elite wave. I think because we're going into an elite wave, I'm going to take this. We just want to burst that guy down as soon as we can. Then I'll save some money. Let's also just take a quick look at the piggy bank. It's already paid for itself twice over because we had 21. So just like the incidental money that we kept in our inventory, because it cost us 21 to buy it, just the incidental money we kept in our inventory made the piggy bank pay for itself. It usually doesn't pay off if you have to buy it, but if you can find it, then you can just ignore it and make a little bit of money off the piggy bank, so it's worth doing that. Trying to burst this enemy down, which is why we bought the attack speed, and our very high damage should let us do that. I definitely made this run more dangerous than it needed to be with that weird ghost purchase. The king is all about getting out of the early game. Once you have made it out of the early game struggles, you should be home free, because you get huge buffs from the level 4 weapons. And once you start finding level 4 items, of course, your HP recovers. But you're going to play the early game with pretty low health. So it's all about just getting to the point where your health has recovered and you can start reaping the benefits of playing this character class. Also starting to make pretty good money off of the hunting trophy, although I will take the octopus. It's worth so much max HP, 17 max HP, and a bunch of healing stats, that even though it decreases our crit chance, it's still worth it. And do I want acid? I think we can get our dodge back to cap even if I take this, although now I'm just taking a level 4 healing, level 4 HP, because it's level 4. Alright, is it weird ghost time again? I mean, I'm tempted. I'm going to do it. You only live once, right? We'll take the whetstone and the mastery here. And another weird ghost. Just going to keep buying these whenever they show up. Just to live on the edge a little, you know. It's the only way I can feel things anymore. And then we're going to buy the Cyclops worm. And this sword we can't combine anything for, but... Excuse me, gonna drink some water. I could just sell off the chopper, because sword is going to be better. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. Let's just recycle this chopper. Buy the level 2 sword, and then buy the weird ghost, and then buy the mastery. We did buy 3 weird ghosts all in one round, so it's less dangerous than it would be otherwise, but we've got the weird ghosts, we've got decent regen and decent lifesteal and the tentacles, so I feel reasonably safe about healing back up before we take a hit. Though I suppose you never know. Chase down the buffing aliens. Even once we've healed up just a little bit, I need to be a little careful, because the buffed aliens can do like 30, 40 damage in a hit, depending on what they're buffing and how good your armor is. We bought that stone skin and then have seen like no opportunities to increase our armor, incidentally. So the stone skin purchase really has not worked out for us so far. And also at this point I have 113 health, so like any health I get from the stone skin isn't really worth that much anyways. Probably could have spent that money better on something else, as it turns out. I think it was still the right buy at the time, but always good to like keep in mind what's working, what's not, and reevaluate as you play the game. Gonna recycle this. Barricade's just basically garbage, and I'll take the Lucky Charm for sure. Gonna take more regen. That's the only thing that really could kill us. I mean, I could take the 5% crit chance to increase our income, but honestly, I just want to make sure that I have enough healing and defensive stats to survive taking a bunch of random hits in a row. Fairy is going to be +7 regen for us. That's still worth it, and it also does make any future level 1 items we find better, but it makes our level 4 items worse. I think it's still worth it to buy the Fairy. I don't think we're going to find like 4 more level 4 items before the end of the game, and if we do, then that's fine. The fertilizer for 46 won't pay for itself, so I'm going to reroll. Reroll again. Take cake here just for some more health. And another little muscly dude is great. I could take butterfly. We would lose 2 health, but gain 1 regen and 2 lifesteal. So that would be a good way to increase our healing. I think I actually am going to lock the butterfly for that reason. Because I don't value my health that highly right now, since we have 122. Burst down the elite. Oh, I meant to chase down the summons of the other one, but I got distracted and killed that one first. So we'll try not to let too many summons stack up. That's mostly important on wave 14, but it's something that you do need to keep an eye out for on later waves, is just making sure that not too many of the little goobers get out there, because then the screen fills with projectiles and you die. Still very funny that I bought Weird Ghost on the bait wave. Something that you should never ever do. Very hard not to take a hit there. You know, I will say, obviously I played badly to be in that situation, but I played pretty well when I was in that situation. Normally I wouldn't necessarily take this gnome because it's just not that good. Like, the 10 melee damage is good, but we lose range and pickup range. But it's also worth health, but it's also worth minus regen. It's still good enough to take here, I think. Alright, we're immediately getting punished for picking up Fairy, because I'm buying, like, a bunch of other random items. I'm going to actually take the Lumberjack shirt here. It removes a unique from the shop pool, improving our shops, and it also gives us 1 regen. And now I'm sort of fighting against the Fairy that I bought, because I immediately found a bunch of level 4 items. Just take the attack speed here, I think. And then we're going to buy a butterfly for the same reason. Increase my regeneration. Let's roll again. And so I don't really mind, like, getting slightly lower HP, because we have 130 HP. So even, like, buying these level 1 items, unique level 1 items, is still good for us because they boost the Fairy. So I'm going to buy the Peaceful Bee because it's worth 4% dodge and 1 regen, and that's pretty good for us right now. We don't care about the harvesting, obviously, but even though it cost me some health to buy that, it's still really valuable in terms of our survivability. That being said, I am going to buy the Octopus here still. Great for regen, it gives us a ton of health. Doesn't give us any health off of the King, because it isn't a unique level 4, but also doesn't lose us any regeneration off the Fairy, because it isn't a unique level 4. Then we'll take Lure here for the income and lock the ritual. Go to the next wave. This is part of my holiday buffer because I'm heading on out of town for the holidays, of course. So I'm recording a bunch of videos so that there will still be daily videos going up over the holidays. And, you know, I hope that everyone who is celebrating holidays right now is having safe and happy ones. I hope that, and of course if you are not, then I hope that you're having a safe and happy, just, you know, normal time of year as well. This year has been a wild ride for me in terms of the channel, and I really do want to thank everyone who's been here for it. I really appreciate all of you being around, you know, watching, commenting. It's meant a lot. All right, let's recycle this statue, recycle this pumpkin, recycle this compass. I don't think we'd rather have crit chance than speed at this point. And then I'm just going to take the dodge here to go over dodge cap. We will take the luck and the damage here, and a little bit of lifesteal. 20% lifesteal actually is starting to get pretty significant. And then here I'm going to take the goat skull, even though I've been passing on it all... No, I'm going to pass on it, because the crit chance is still a pretty big improvement to our damage. Even though we don't really care about the hunting trophy money anymore, the damage we get from critical hitting is still just very good. Let's roll again and buy the snail. Yeah, I might as well. And I'll buy the peaceful bee. We don't care about losing 1 damage. I guess it's 4 harvesting and dodge that's over dodge cap. So never mind, I'm not going to buy the peaceful bee. Focus is 30% damage and 5 health for us, but minus 9% attack speed. I think that is worth it, but it's pretty close. I'm going to lock it. Also minus 2 regen. Honestly, the only thing we really need at this point is armor. Our damage is super high, our dodge is capped, our healing is quite good because we have 20% lifesteal and 30 regen. But we're sitting at 7 armor, so that's like the defensive stat that we actually could use. I think also we could just stop buying items at this point and easily win the game, but while we're improving our build, health regeneration and armor are the only things that really have any impact on our play right now. Yeah, I should have known we'd get so many level 4 items that the ferry would not be worth it, though. We're going to end up having negative regen off the ferry. Similarly, I'm just going to take the alien tongue. Yeah, we lose 2 health, but it's just one regeneration. I'm going to recycle the acid here. And then here, I'm going to take 4 armor. I could use all of these, but the armor is going to be super valuable. We will take the % damage and roll again. And then level 4 jousting lance. Don't mind if I do. That's another attack speed and damage item. Do I want to sell the sword or the lance? Let's see, which did more damage? The sword actually almost did more damage and is a blade for our blade weapon tag. I'm going to sell the lance, I think. And then I'm actually going to buy the claw tree. It costs us 3 health, but gives us melee damage, crit chance, and regeneration. Let's take a look at this fairy also. It's currently giving me plus 8 regeneration, so it's still good, but I've had to buy a bunch of kind of crappy level 1 items to support it. Sad to find Grind's Magical Leaf going into the last wave here. And the Warrior Helmet, which we can't use. Flaming Brass Knuckles, which we can't purchase. I could take the Snake just for 1 regeneration. Cost me 3 health. Is that worth it? To go to 35 regeneration, 142 health. I don't think so, because basically the 1 regeneration is 1 health every 10 seconds, so I would have to, more or less. so it would take 30 seconds to make back the 3 max health that I would lose. I think it's just not going to be worth it. Not that it really matters at this point. Like, obviously, we're just going to mash these bosses, and we've got maxed out dodge and super high armor now and whatever. Massive damage and everything. But, you know, might as well just play optimally because it's fun to think about. And there we go. We have defeated the king with the sword. That was pretty fun. And as always, my friends, I hope that you have enjoyed this video. And if you have, do please feel free to leave a comment, rate the video, and subscribe to my channel. Like I said, I hope that you are all going to have a great new year, and I will catch you in the new year. Be kind to each other, and do something nice for yourself. I'll catch you next time.